Today on Forbes, Billionaires loved Kamala Harris for 2020. How many are backing her for 2024? Now the presumptive Democratic nominee for president, Kamala Harris needs lots of cash. Luckily for her, she has a history of finding it. Since launching her campaign 108 days before the election, she raised $200 million in her first week atop the ticket to help close the $32 million gap between outgoing President Joe Biden's campaign and Donald Trump's war chest. And Harris has grabbed support from the likes of such billionaires as Melinda French Gates, Sheryl Sandberg, and Reed Hastings. There's likely plenty more where that came from. In the early days of the 2020 election, when she last ran for president, more billionaires and their spouses donated to Harris than to any other candidate. Through September 2019, 47 billionaires and their spouses had donated to Harris's fledgling presidential campaign, according to a Forbes analysis of Federal Election Commission records. Next best at the time was her fellow Senate Democrat Cory Booker, who had pulled in donations from 45 members of the Three Comma Club. Meanwhile, by that point, 44 billionaires or their spouses had donated to the eventual winner, Joe Biden. While past performance is no guarantee of future results, the vice president's campaign could enjoy a substantial cash boost should these billionaires come back to her in 2024. 3 of Harris's 2020 billionaire donors have passed away since the last election. Of the remaining 44, 26, or 60%, had donated to Biden's re-election as of May 30th, about 2 months before he dropped out of the race and Harris took over the top of the ticket and its pile of campaign cash. The Trump campaign has filed a complaint with the FEC over Biden turning over his campaign funds to Harris, although experts say the transfer is legal because her name was jointly listed on the filings for the Biden-Harris Campaign Committee. And the complaint is unlikely to be resolved until long after the election. All but one of the 26 donors who had contributed to Biden's re-election have maxed out already for this election, giving as much as the law allows an individual to donate to a presidential campaign: $3,300 for the primary and $3,300 for the general election. In all, their donations total $162,000. Notable 2020 Harris backers who donated to Biden's re-election effort include LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman, who also funneled an additional $7 million to a pro-Biden PAC this spring, director Steven Spielberg, and businesswoman and philanthropist Laurene Powell Jobs, who inherited much of her wealth from her late husband, Steve Jobs. Susan Pritzker, the wife of Hyatt Hotels heir Nicholas Pritzker II, meanwhile, only gave $3,300 to Biden, meaning she can still chip in another $3,300 for Harris. And then there are the 18 billionaires and their spouses who donated to Harris for 2020 but did not contribute to Biden's re-election. If they were to all come back into the Harris camp and max out with $6,600 contributions, that would put another $125,000 into Harris's coffers. Director George Lucas and Craigslist founder Craig Newmark are among the big names who contributed to Harris before switching to Biden in 2020, but did not donate to Biden in 2024. Of course, the real financial benefit these billionaires can bestow on Harris's candidacy doesn't come via contributions to the campaign, but rather through donations to other political groups working on her behalf. Individuals can donate $5,000 to PACs, $41,300 to the Democratic National Committee, and an unlimited amount to super PACs. For example, Reed Hastings already put in $7 million, and Reid Hoffman told CNN he was, quote, redoubling his efforts, having already donated $7 million to a pro-Biden PAC. There are more than a dozen other billionaires and their spouses who Harris might be able to tap for more campaign cash. A few of the wealthy moguls who gave to Harris's 2020 campaign but did not contribute to Biden's 2024 re-election include John Fisher, Robert F. Smith, Gordon Getty, and C. Dean Metropolis. For full coverage and to see the whole list, check out Zach Everson's piece on forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.